Okay, today we are doing the review for Ask Your Guides. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome, where we go through card decks, but I also go live giving readings, and I really wanted to discuss different decks simply because it's important, because a lot of people all of us have a psychic gift. All of us can connect. It's just that we don't know, and sometimes we don't know how to tap into it. Normally we find it after a major loss. So Ask Your Guides is a wonderful deck. There's 52 decks, so you can basically use one card each week if you'd like to, build on your connection. But the deck itself, it's really designed to strengthen and enhance your sixth sense. So that's your psychic sense. And each of the 52 cards recognizes an emotion, issue, or situation. So let's look through. It is to offer guidance from your guides, God, your higher self, whatever you wish to talk. Now, beneath each card, and I will put that up on the screen now, is a wording. So you can see here with the deck here, you've got a beautiful border, different color. They are all different colors, very bold, very in your face. But beneath the title of each card, you'll see 4 words. So you'll see Divine Mother, and that really presents the concepts of energy of the card's meaning, and it's really going to help you get the energy of the reading, and so it's really helpful to get as much information from the card itself, and then you'll open up the guidebook and have a look. So we'll look at each card, we'll go through each card, and what I will do is at the end I will shuffle and I'll take 3 cards. Let's do a reading. 3 cards, we'll read from the book and also read it intuitively. So there are several ways to use this deck. As I said, one way is to randomly pull out a card per day and see what happens. Another way is basically to pull a card with a particular situation in your mind. And another card really is to ask the guides, what do I need to know? So that's the way you're going to use this deck. It's really to approach and train your intuition, train your sixth sense. So we've got here nature, spirits, partnership and love, community, spiritual ancestors. It's got a number here that relates to the number of the deck. It will help you find it in the guidebook, which goes by the number system. Boredom, spirit teachers, loss, healer guides, gifts, joy guides, anyone called upon them. Imagination, your inner child. Discontent, muses. Pleasure, divine goddess. Family, Holy Spirit. New beginnings, divine father. Now, the illustrations are all done by one person. Jill Stammen is the name. So you'll see that it's got this flow on effect. Some decks that I find have got different artists. I find a bit hard to read unless they've got a border, it sort of helps you blend. That's a beautiful one. Look at that, Victory and Divine Helpers. The artistry does remind me of being in the astral realm. It's very spiritual. It's not... You're guided, like it hasn't got an exact figure here. So you're using your intuition, you're building on this. So perhaps here, survival and healer guides, you feel like you're out there with all the sharks around, but you're being uplifted and helped by your spirit guides. You may not see them, but they are there, knowing that they're there. So interesting that the cards and the pictures themselves, they do help for you to connect to the imagery. It does to help you connect with the message. That's what I was trying to say. So we'll continue on. Look at this beautiful one. Creativity guides, deceit, guardian angels, joy guides, despair. So you can do a psychic reading for somebody with this, and as I said, we'll get to the end. We'll go through the cards. We'll see what we get here for the reading. I'm interested to know, and it may fit with you. So please don't forget to do all the YouTube things, like, comment below, give me the thumbs up, let me know that you appreciate these short snippet. This one's very short and snippet, going through these cards. Risk, joy guides, devotion, nature, spirits. We're back to the beginning. So let's do a quick shuffle. Let's see what the reading is going to be about. So I'll come back in a moment. I'm going to give this a really good shuffle, these cards. Pull 3 cards and let's do a reading and see what it says. Okay, I had to shuffle longer than I thought because I didn't realize that this card deck was in order. So we've got survival, we've got balance, and we've got physical body. So as we look at this deck here, the survival, we spoke about this interestingly enough when we were looking at the cards direct. We know we have this soul here on the boat, and the survival here is really reminding you about in your past, everything that you've been through. You know, it's a reminder here that you've endured a lot, you've gone through a lot, you know, you've been through a lot. You know, you haven't been eaten by the shark, but you've been close to, you know, you've been soothed by your soul many of times, and you've been working on it. You may have been feeling lonely or alone, but it's just a reminder here that you've gone through issues in the past. The danger has passed now. You know, it's time to learn and heal from your existence. And funnily enough, we have the balance card, and we can really read these both together. The balance card really being about keeping things in check, you know, like we don't owe anyone anything, you know, and these two cards put together is a reminder of the people and the circumstances in our life that we're giving and taking. Perhaps maybe they were taking more than they were giving. Perhaps we've learnt compassion by where we've been. Perhaps we've learnt forgiveness. Perhaps we've learnt to work through anger. Perhaps we've learnt to realize the strength of us, and we're able to tell other people our stories and let them know so then they can blossom and groom. So it's just really telling us the story about our support that's come from going through tough and hard decisions. You know, yes, we've been manipulated, you know, and probably used and abused, probably giving too much, but we're realizing and we're remembering this and knowing that we're not going to allow this to happen again in the future. So there's no difference between giving and receiving in love. You know, we're really learning that there's a balance, but we're also learning not to be taken advantage of by others. And finally, we've got the physical body. Now, the physical body, when we go through this, sometimes we can feel mentally drained. Sometimes we can feel sick. Sometimes we're not looking after our physical body, you know. So this is just a reminder here that when we go through tough things, to make sure that we sleep, to make sure that we have our nutrition, to make sure that we're grounded, so we're making the right decisions, you know, even if situations are forced upon us, that we do the right thing and have a healthy mind, body, keep the right weight, spend time in nature, you know, shifting ourselves in nature, meditate, you know, because without a strong connection to our body, we'll be weak, we'll be unable to achieve our job. So this is just a reminder here of what we've been through and going through is our strength, you know, our inner strength, our inner core, and to continue to look after our body by being physically well and fit, you know, by learning about nutrition, by taking care of our body, because the more we take care of our body, the more that we can listen to our body, the more that we can get our gut impulses, the flutters, the intuition, you know, it's just protecting us. Our body protects us, so we have to look after it. So it's just a reminder there. So that is the message there for these three cards. That's the reading. This is the reverse of the deck. If you'd like, I'll read the reverse of this one. It is still available to purchase. Be mindful, as with all purchases, you know, you're best off buying directly from Amazon by the reputable purchaser. I'll put the link in the description box, and that way you will get the guidebook, and I'll show you that in a moment. Now, the reverse of the box says, Ask Your Guides is a 52 Psych Intuitive Oracle card deck with an accompanying guidebook based on the traditional minor arcana of the tarot. The deck is designed to not only guide you, the seeker, through present and upcoming life events and challenges, but will also connect you directly with specific spirit guides and divine helpers who are there to help you to navigate through these transitions and challenges successfully. US $24.99. So the guidebook itself, very easy to manage. You know, it's not that big, but it's a hardy guidebook like all Hay House. It talks about the deck at the beginning. It gives you the index there. It talks about Sonia Coquette at the back. And this, I really love it when they provide the card for the deck. Even though it's not that clear, it's a bit small here in this book, they give you some what would you call them, bullet points or cheat notes, and then they have the description of the card there. So if we were looking, for instance, we were looking at the Healer Guides, card number 19. It says here, Survivor Healer Guides, suspicion, endurance, vigilance, perseverance. Your Healer Guides surround you and lovingly embrace your momentarily injured spirit. They want you to recognize that all attacks, betrayals, or injuries you've suffered, whether they were through the unconscious behavior of others or through your own misunderstanding or poor choices, have left you physically wounded and fragile. It's no wonder your guard is up. It's difficult to trust even yourself at this time, but you must. And the only way to do so is to stop blaming yourself or others for what has occurred and forgive all the way around. Learn from your experiences and strengthen your boundaries and judgment. All human beings make grave and sometimes terrible mistakes. It's not your fault that you feel violated. It's a lesson to learn from. Nor is it weak to acknowledge that you've been hurt. Denial may serve you in the midst of crisis, but it only handicaps you if you stay mirrored to it. Admit to your injuries and disappointments and allow the nurturing forces of your healer guides to step in now. They're able to soothe your soul and reweave your aura with their loving light and nurturing forces. Trust their influence by dropping your defenses and acknowledging your wounds. They urge you to seek support from capable, caring professionals who can help you learn from these disturbing experiences and show you how to prevent them from occurring again. Their message: the danger has passed. You are safe. It is time now to heal and learn from your experience. So as we can see from this card, you've got this survival. So if you're going through a hard time, perhaps you can scan through and go through all the decks and think, oh my God, I'm going through such a hard time. And you can even look at these keywords like, oh my God, I need to focus on being, perseverance. You can pull out this card in this deck and read this message. So that's another thing. That's another way that you can utilize this deck also. So I'll leave you with this deck. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this deck. Would you use this deck? And do you think it's worth purchasing? Until next time.